Have you ever imagined a poor widow being robbed and deprived of the little she has? Unfortunately, some people have experienced that, and there could be others who would get to be faced with such a situation. The dynamics of life, and in this next report, Olusheye Adeago examines the interventions of an activist who makes it a duty to provide vulnerable women, especially widows, with a shoulder to lean on.
After my husband died, everything hard.
Ruth Asa, mother of three, shares the same narrative most widows will probably have. In this part of the world where I am, poverty and widowhood are closely interlinked. Even when these widows, about 20 of them, make effort to fend for themselves, Anna Daniel tells me their initial outcome.
A woman now told us about sweet potato flour. Why can't we go into it? Let's try it as a group. That was how we were doing until when robbers broke in and stole away some of our properties.
My visit to these widows, several of them at different spots, I find it difficult to sense that sign of pity. Their lives have took positive turn with different interventions by the Helpline Foundation for the Needy, a non-government organization that prioritizes improvement in the living standard of vulnerable women and indigent girls.
Help Foundation, I go there. They give me engine. After give me engine, everything, he come down. He easy for me. Train my children.
She now gave us the equipment. This Gary production has really helped us. From it, we feed our family. And then when we sell, we do help ourselves also. And women really appreciate.
After the training, they give us some money to start our trip.
We have been engaged with women over 20 years now, and we have empowered over 7,000 women, so far, and even beyond Abuja.
In statistics of the United Nations, Nigeria is home to about 15 million of the world's 208 million widows, and over 8 million of these widows are in a disadvantaged state with over 21 million children. These statistics appear to be on the increase, and Dr. Jume Ameju tells me what drives the insight.
I got a story around Jikwe area of a woman that she collected money from one lapo, 20,000 naira. They are supposed to be paying every week 2,000. The week you don't pay the 2,000, if you don't pay for like 3 consecutive weeks, they'll cancel what you have paid. And until you're able to pay this money complete or at once, you'll still be paying. As I went to Jikwe to rescue the woman, when we brought her document from this office, she had paid them about 35,000 naira in profit, but her capital is still running. We have the non-profit revolving loan scheme for the widows. After you exit your payment, which is non-profit, you'll still be saving your money in your account, which means they are now independent. They have money of their own. So each time I think about this particular intervention, it gives me so many a reason to thank God that we're able to rescue women from their dependable state.
Impoverished widows in their hundreds have now been impacted, which had the long-on effect to supporting their dependents. But the program is not without some challenges.
Peculiarity of the people that we are focusing on, the widows in particular, most of them, they have this victim mindset that their world has come to an end. And instead of them to rise up to the occasion like we are telling them, and I'm glad that the messages that we have been passing to them over the years is beginning to resonate with them. So that challenge is also being surmounted in the sense that we make them to compete healthily among themselves. Then, but the general challenge, like we all know, is funding. And how do we try as much as possible to reach out to like minds.
You might not think you have enough to give, but you can still give a bit from the little you have, is the lesson I have learned from Dr. Jume Amaju's passion. And as vulnerable women in millions still live in our midst, interventions like the Helpline Foundation is much needed, as women's economic empowerment is central to realizing women's rights, gender equality, and having a viable society. In Abuja, Olusheye Adiagbo, NTA News.